Game 2. Welcome aboard, everyone. This is Serie A action in the women's category. Second game of the day. Kcca up against UCU Lady Doves. Team warm-ups are done. Of course, the official handshake is also done. The teams just preparing themselves to get on court, and the referees, the technical teams, and even us here on the booth, we are ready to bring this game live to you and relate to you. Very, very anticipated fixture. It's going to be a tough one, of course, for Kcca, coming from the previous fixture, losing to Sportes Volleyball Club, ladies. And now UCU coming quite with confidence because they walked away with a clean win over UPDF, who have lost their game in the first fixture today to Ndeje Elites. Coach Juma Osunge taking charge as usual of the ladies. Starting team, we have Patricia Alado receiving with praise. Chinobe Dafin opposite to Evers. Tracy playing that middle position with Novelin for UCU Lady Doves. And for Coach Sheila, of course, we are delighted and happy to see her return to the touchline. She has quite a number of experienced players as well on her side. In the middle, she has Sandra together with a team. Eunice Amron receiving there together with Namialo, and as usual, Shamim starts in the opposite position, and Muindi Joan, their setter, is on the service box, and she starts us off with that service. Evers looking for Lado Patricia, nicely picked by the libero there, Sekenye. Ball is still in play, and UCU are not able to pass it over. That is a first point for Kcca. Wendy Irene is still in the service box. This is going to be an interesting fixture, and for those of us who have just joined the link, thank you very much. You can always be free and open to drop in your comments. I'll be here to relay and read them out. You see, you not starting quite well. They are starting sloppy and shaky with that service pressure coming through from Mwendi. (2-0) as we start first set. Nicely picked by Praise. Evers through the middle. Novelin picked by Namialo. Mwendi looking for Shamim off the hands, and that is another score for Team Kcca. Looking strong on the start is Kcca, with a high morale, of course, pushing themselves and trying to carry on in the game. service error from a team. Christine Fondeje for Kcca rather just keeps ECU on that chase of 1 point. And now, of course, in the commentary section, I'm not alone. I'm going to be joined by Shamira, who has just checked in. Shamira, you're welcome, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you, Moses, for being here. What a lovely game we are having here. Of course, UC versus Kcca. I think it's going to be a tight one. Of course, both teams looking for 3 points, and Kcca especially having lost those 3 points to Sport S, who is currently one of their strongest competitors in terms of getting that first position in the game. Yeah.
So Eunice, nicely picked by Charity, but of course Daphne Shinobi not able to keep it in play. Eunice this time round is used as the opposite player by Coach Sheila, and Shamim is receiving together with Namialo.
Picked by Charity,
but you can see Eunice just coming in with that very big hit. She just really sent that heavy hand down the line.
Evers looking for praise. Retrieved by Asekenye. Eunice from the backward line.
What a play from Eunice once again from the backward. I tell you, today she's really having that heavy hand. We didn't see so much of that against Sport S. Of course, the service pressure was on from them that time, but still we did not see Eunice coming in with the heavy swings that we are seeing right now.
Yeah, and this is going to be the momentum of these games as we progress. More interesting games are, of course, lined up for our viewers and those who have already made their way here. Eunice continues to do the service, picked by Charity. Evers goes to Daphne. Muindi to the middle. Sandra brought down by Tracy.
Yes, what a play from Tracy there, just waiting on Sandra. And it's important to be patient as they block these middles.
Sandra
both of them
brought down by Tracy.
Both sides are just attacking that slightly adjusted ball. And you have to be patient if you want to get those blocks in.
And Sandra is quite a quick player, and Muinde will always be trying to look for her, but she also has Namialo on the outside.
Service error from Praise this time, and Kcca once again just taking that 2-point lead, but it's still very early in this game. And of course, Praise being one of the go-to players. Actually, the most used attacker on the UCU side, just having that error. Half pick, back set. Daphne again missing the court just a bit there.
Of course, not a good start for Daphne. She has had already 2 errors onto her, and especially on attack. Not what you expect from an opposite player. If you're in Coach Juma's shoes right now, you'd expect your opposite to step up like the way Kcca's opposite in Eunice is doing her work, of course, very well for her side.
Oh, what a serve from Maggie, one of the best servers for Kcca's side. And it's going to be a free ball. Well picked. Set to Eunice on the backcourt. Comes in with a heavy hit. Once again, block touch, but Evers a little too far to keep it in play. Eunice just continues to come in with
on the backcourt, comes in with a heavy hit. Once again,
very early
block touch,
but the first time out for their side today. Yes, and we are back from that timeout. Maggie again in the service box, sending it hard once again. It's going to be a free ball. Oh, Shamim with that dump. Another free ball. Oh, sending it out, Evers. Look at those errors that UCU is just making in this moment in the game.
I think for UCU now what they need to do is slow down things a bit, because they're not trying to cope up with the speed and the momentum that Kcca is trying to play them in this first set. You can see the rate at which they are making errors, and the service pressure from Maggie is really increasing.
Yes, and that dump from Tracy just being picked. A lot of miscommunication on the side of UCU on who to pick which balls. I think they came into this game very nervous, playing against Kcca, and I think that the nerves are still just onto them. They've not yet really relaxed a bit to be able to just be ready for this game. But I think they'll be able to get into the game later on.
And Maggie just hands UCU a side out the much needed from that pressure she was causing from the service box. 8 points for UCU and 13 for Kcca.
Yes, and now Tracy will go into the service box for Team UCU. And that would mean Noveline is onto that front court, one of their tall blockers. Maybe she could be able to do something there. Good pick. A setter going to Eunice again. Again and again, Eunice is just coming in with those big hits from the backcourt.
I think Eunice today is really pumped and ready for this particular game. She is ready to really bring those big swings, and we have already witnessed that from her. And that is a big boost for Coach Sheila, based on the fact that last game she was used through the receiving position there. Now she's really doing well in that opposite position. That attack error from Praise from the backcourt line just sends Kcca further and further more in their lead. 15 points against 8 for UCU.
Yes, but Kcca just really having a very beautiful start in this game. Sandra again onto the service box, and Sandra is a very tricky server. The serve always appears as though not hard or something, but then it just the way it just goes over onto the opponent's side. It's just very tricky and a tough service from her. And sometimes we've seen when she's not started as a middle, she's coming to serve for her team, but unfortunately that is a service error this time. But she's a good server for Kcca, and she tries to be consistent. It just doesn't work out this time. Oh, a service error, and this time it is Daphne. And like you mentioned, I think she's really not having a great start in this game.
Those are 3 individual errors from Daphne Shinobe there for UCU, and this is adding more in terms of the chase they are trying to do here in the lead. For Kcca, just looking comfortable there. Mwindi with the service, and the ball is still in play. Free ball.
Oh, shut down, but that ball is still alive. Daphne with that overhead hit, but she is shut down still. Kcca is just really doing well on that net defense, trying to stop Joe and trying to stop Praise and Daphne, as well as Alado, Patricia. But look at those scores. Kcca is just really leading by far, and they're just getting into those late game points. Another swing error from Daphne and from UCU. That ball just going out. The backcourts are not really working out. We've seen one attack error from Praise sending that ball out, and now from Daphne as well, also sending it out.
Those errors are really coming to haunt UCU at the later stages of the set. Now 18 points, and they're on the chase for 9. At some point they were chasing for 5 points. They caught up and again let it go. Now this is a bigger one. They really have to dig much deeper to come up with that chase of points. Patricia, nicely picked. Christine Free ball now to UC side. Picked by Evers. Charity to set up Alado. Mwindi goes to Shamim.
Again, she will go to Shamim again, but oh, that block. Maggie is just all over the place in position 6, just making all those defenses. Alado will go again. Oh, still picked up. This time the libero will set and Eunice will come in with that dump. Still, ball is alive. Alado tries to go for it again. Oh, shut down. I think this is one of the longest rallies that we are having. Oh,
Shamim, nicely picked by Charity. Duffin. Ball is still in play. Fibo. Oh, finally we have a break in the rally.
Yes, but what a defense. You've seen Maggie just all over the place in position 6 for Team Kcca, just literally not letting any balls land on that side.
I think she had just that communication.
Yeah, I think that ball, Team would have let Maggie take that ball.
Finally.
That play, but that miscommunication just makes them lose that point. But what a play from UCU as well to just keep their momentum going and keep making those defenses to just get that point.
This is why we usually like volleyball in the arena, because of this kind of defense plays from both teams, especially on the ladies side of the game. Look at the defense from UCU side. Charity doing wonders there together with Praise, but credit of course to Maggie. Unfortunately, that ball just lands in front of her. Very unfortunate.
Alado, a good server, and yes, she does send in a good service, but that's a good pick from the libero. Oh, dump from
Fibo.
Oh,
Maggie.
Really still alive.
Windy. Eunice is shut down by Novelin, but the ball is still in play. Evers, smart play. What a score. What a play from Evers.
Yeah, she dumps that one, especially in the moment where the libero has just made the defense.
Yes.
Very tough for her to move and just make another defense from the center.
But the ball is still in play. Evers,
and she's
smart
going to do
play.
What a
score. What a play from Evers.
Yeah. That setter that really tried to get as many scores as quick scores as possible.
And I think UC is trying to settle in the game, but the lead is quite a lot for them. And now errors are going to start coming on the side of Kcca. Shamim with that wide attack just goes off.
Yes, but also errors are the server that is sending that ball to Kcca is one of the best servers, Alado Patricia.
Yeah.
And when the service is very hard and tight and the team is trying to break the server out, sometimes it forces the team to make several errors. And now, of course, Kcca will call that timeout because I think they need to side out quickly. And you can see they're sitting at 18 points. They're just looking for 7 to finish the set. But of course, you see you also trying to just close that gap.
You see you with Alado, Patricia on the service line, goes towards Vero. Shamim.
Oh,
and now a net fault is going to be called on the block of Praise and Novelin.
Yes, but that's a much-needed side out for Team Kcca. And you can see that block fault from Praise. Yes, it was from Praise as she moved away from the net.
Shamim is on the service box for Kcca.
Sending that huge service, tough pick for Charity. Praise shut down. Oh, what a block. Huge play from Kcca on that block. And they're a team that really relies on that net defense. And to see them just getting in so many blocks. But I think Praise really trying to do as much as she can, because that was an off-system ball, a little bit off net, and she really didn't have much of anything to do.
And she was really in position to let the libero pick that rebounder there, but she tried to play it back. And now Shamim has another error onto herself from the attack, and now she goes to error from the service box as well.
Yes, but I think we didn't see much of her play last weekend, but today I see she's onto that court and she's just bringing in the heat from her side despite those few errors. But I think she's much fired up for this game.
So you see now introduce Esther, and she's on the service box here.
But that's a good pick from the libero. Oh, Eunice going for that dump, but Eva's reading it well. It's a free ball again. Oh, a team heavy hand, but she just sends that ball out. I think she's trying to attack so far into the corners, but she's really missing the court, and we saw it even from the start of the game.
And she really had a very good ball set to her from Mwindi, and she had a good jump as well. Very unfortunate for her there. That ball goes wide.
Esther this time with that service error as she tries to go to that position one. Tough luck for her on that one, but she's a good server for Team UCU as well.
$21 points for Kcca, 14 points for UCU. Very interesting first set this has been. We have so far witnessed one of the longest rallies in this first set as well.
Eunice able to save that one. Alado with that play from the backcourt. It still kept alive. Again, Eunice sending over a free ball. Tracy will set Praise up. Block touch. She's able to get those hands and just give her team a much needed side out. Of course, Evas will get into that service box, and you see you now having
These are interesting facts, because whenever you see a center player going to set, sometimes you really feel like they need to set where they are facing, but Tracy just does a back set and they score from that set.
Yes, but that's a wonderful set from her.
Evas doing well on the service line. Charity picks it. Alado, Praise now.
Alado missing the court there as she tries to send that backcourt to position one. But I think UC is really doing a good job, and I think we could see them playing much better in the second set than in this first set, because I think they have tried right now to try and minimize their errors since those earlier points. Free ball. Sandra, this time a little off system, but she's able to send it. Good pick. Maggie will send it to Eunice, who comes in with a huge hit off the hands of the blockers, and she's able to get that wonderful
I think
point.
For Eunice now, there is no chance of giving free balls, because all these balls, as long as they are up, she's going with swings, and you can see she's able to get those deflections from the blockers there.
Yeah, and I think today Eunice is just all about energy.
Yeah.
She means business. She wants to just go hard and get those quick points, because we saw from last weekend how the dumps were not as effective as they usually are in her play. So I think maybe that gave her something to think about. And today she's just hitting. The only time we are seeing her getting in those dumps is when the ball is really too off system for her.
Very interesting to see Eunice back in that opposite position. Last weekend didn't really seem to be a good game for her. But now with just 2 points, Kcca they'll be able to win this first set. You see you starting quite on a low on the first set here, but they have tried to calm themselves down and keep up the pace and keep the pressure onto the Kcca side. Eunice on the service box for Team Kcca. Picked by Charity. Evers looking for Tracy. Off the hands, but the ball is still in play. And Namialo comes, but still in play. Evers again now goes to Chinobe Daffin. Eunice this time dumps. Praise, smart play, good swing from her, and 16 points now for UCU, Lady Doves.
Yes, and now substitution will come in for Team UCU for Alado. Jocelyn will come on for her. And I think this is a blocking substitution. We usually see it. The coach always wants to bring in a higher block. Oh, service ace from Praise this time. Quite misread there from the libero. But I think that makes up for that service error she had earlier on.
Yeah. And Veronica, of course, they are not able to judge clearly the ball, but it goes off her hands. Praise still on the service box. Nicely picked by Shamim. Sandra. Tracy sets up a court.
Kcca able to keep that ball in play from Eunice. It's a free ball. Charity picks it. Daffin with that big swing, shut down. There's just nobody in position 6 for Team UCU to defend that ball. I think if someone in 6 was there, that ball could still be up.
Definitely.
But I think that was Praise, and she had moved a little in for that swing.
Set point for Team Kcca. And Maggie, one of the best servers on Kcca side, is on the service box.
Oh, Praise just missing that backcourt hit. And it's going to be set 1 going to Team Kcca. I think they've really enjoyed this one, coming in very hard, trying to minimize their errors as much as possible. And of course, for Team UCU, just needing to work on so much. I think they came into this game a little nervous. But of course, after that first set, I think they could be a little bit calm now. And we could see a much intense, much more challenging second set from both sides. And we are back with that second set. UCU starting off with that service. Oh, what a setter dump! Good play there from Evers on that dump.
No, you could see her clearly look at the blockers of Kcca, and she just saw that small space, and she just put that ball in that space, and that was a good play from Evers there, and caught awareness as well from her.
Yes, and now Alado back into service. Oh, and it's going to be an ace service for her. That little touch on that net makes it very difficult for Maggie to get right onto it. And of course, UCU starting really well with those first 2 points.
Yeah, I think towards the end of the first set, UCU realized that they can really push this side in Kcca to the limits, and that is how they have come into the second set. They want to really start strong and force errors maybe onto the side of Kcca.
Yes, but this time it's a good pick, and that team choosing to go for that dump on Kcca, on UCU, and she's able to score this time. Shamim with the service. Oh, it's a good service picked by Daphne there, the opposite player. And it's going to be an ace service for Shamim. Both teams just starting off with really heated services, making statements that both sides will be coming in with very heavy services.
Shamim continues to do the service for Kcca, picked by Charity. Praise goes to the line and finds Muindi.
Yeah, beautiful swing from Praise down the line. I think she saw that gap there that Eunice had left, and she just takes a very huge hit on it.
So to the service box goes Novelin for UCU Lady Dubs.
Joanne able to save that one and quickly sending it to our team in the middle, and that's a beautiful hit. I think our team read her setter's position very well, and she's able to just move quickly and get that point.
And you know, both blockers of UCU, Tracy and Praise, going up with the setter who is on backcourt, and they just exposed the team with that very strong attack from the middle.
Service from our team. The setter will go to Daphne. Ball is kept alive by Shamim there. Oh, heavy hit from Maggie. Cross court, and Maggie will go so many times onto that cross court side. As long as that space is there, she will really try to send that ball into that position.
Too deep in the corner there. Exactly, that is a block zone. And of course, for Tracy and Evers, they are not able to seal up that gap. And Maggie easily finding that bit of the corner.
This time it's a good pick from Praise, and she will follow through with that ball, but she's shut down. Evers going for that quick side out dump, and knowing that gap is there. She's literally just making points, as many points. You could almost think she's an attacker.
Yes,
on her side.
She has had all of them successfully giving points to UCU. All those dumps she has tried, she has been able to pick up points for her side.
Kcca just really taking advantage of any small touches made on their defense. Evers doing it again this time and able to still get that point.
ECU just keeping up with that 1 point lead, and they seem to be really pushing Kcca in the earlier stages of the second set here.
Maggie with that dump, ball is still up. It's going to be a free ball. Oh, huge hit from Eunice. The setter will go to Maggie this time.
It's time that
she hits the antenna there on that play. That is a ball out.
interesting volleyball of ladies here. Praise for UCU is on the service box. UCU still now pushing the 2-point lead and pushing Kcca to the edge here. Evers nicely picked. Tracy to set, and Daphne
Eunice, like we've been mentioning, just coming in with a big hit, but ball is kept alive. Veronica again, this time again with the dump. Charity just watching it closely. Setter will go to Sandra. Ball is still up. It's a dump. Maggie with that heavy hit. Oh, it's going to be another long rally, but Sandra just ending that with a very huge hit in position 6 on praise there.
These two teams really playing and pushing each other towards the edge here, and the rallies are interesting to watch. You see you taking the game to Kcca, and Kcca looking for those basic points to really try to level up in terms of scores, but you see you just 1 point on the lead. And Maggie is on the service box for Kcca. Picked by Lado, but it goes over. This time around, field ball to Kcca. Mwindi sets up Eunice, the backcourt line, and she goes wide. That's an attack error from Eunice, the first of its kind we have seen from her.
Yes, I think she really just wanted to send it to the big hit, but she misses the court there.
And Tracy just comes with an ace of her own, and you see just push that lead to now 3 points. This is set number 2.
Heavy hit from Shamim, sort of like making a statement on that play as she gets that side out. Still a very early game, of course. Kcca chasing 2 points there, but you see you really having a very good second set. Substitution for team Kcca. A team is going to be coming off, and Agnes Akanyo just getting onto that court.
Daphne Chinobe on the service box, picked by Veronica. Mwindi goes to Shamim.
Oh, she's able to get through that block or against Novelin.
Yeah.
Able to get that beautiful point.
Novelin just comes down with the ball from the block, and when she tries to play it back, it's just a carry. And of course, the refs were fast to call on that carry there. 9-10. Kcca just back within chest of 1 point.
Service error this time from Kcca. Again, that lead going back to 2 points.
Windy John with that service error for Kcca. You see, you are still just holding on to their momentum in the second set, which they have started really on a high. And for Kcca, they need to catch up and try to push more and more. But the service pressure from UCU is just increasing. Praise leaps up, and Akanyo with a good block. Ball is still in play. That's Duffin, and it's gone through.
Yes, beautiful play there from Akanyo. Sorry, from Duffin on that hit from the backcourt. Meanwhile, it's a beautiful play from her.
I think she is starting to pick up herself. We didn't see a lot of her in the first set. Now she's trying to collect those points for UCU Lady Doves, and that is good for her in the opposite position. Alado, good service from her. Mwindi back to Shamim. Blocked down by Noveline and Praise.
Yes, a beautiful play from them. There's no one in 6 there for Team Kcca to keep that ball in play. And we saw the same problem on the side of UCU earlier on. But this time it's Veronica and Eunice just not in position to defend that ball. I think service pressure is just giving UCU a very big advantage against Kcca right now.
Yeah, and Coach Sheila just causing that first time out for Team Kcca with that lead of 4 points. And for Coach Juma, he should be able to tell his troops now to continue with that momentum and keep pushing on in this second set.
Service. Akanyo, Agnes with her first hit, but Charity just defending that one. And again, UCU just really pushing themselves, continuing to just go on and push their lead.
Very good defensive play from Charity, libero of UCU Lady Doves there. And they are keeping on with their lead. Alado still doing the service, and that is an S for Alado, Patricia. And yes, UCU just pushing on with their lead.
6 points lead for Team UCU. 6 points lead for Team UCU with that beautiful service coming in from Alado. And she's going to come back again. The libero just being taken off that passing role. Oh, Shamim with that defense. Akanyo this time defended. Ivas with that dump ball is still in play.
She has Praise in position 4.
Going ahead Praise. Once again.
The ball is still in play. Akanyo sets up. Eunice retrieved by Praise. Evers. Mwindi. Shamim. And she swings wide. And that is an attack error from Shamim. And you see, just keep on going further and further. Now 16 points and just 9 to Kcca. Coach Sheila there, of course, having a discussion with our technical team to see how to better more things for her side here. And the team in white and black in UCU Lady Doves looking very comfortable. And Alado Patricia continuing to bring the damage from the service. Free ball picked by Charity. Evers to set up. She goes to Praise. Praise with a good swing. And that is a point for Team UCU.
UCU just enjoying themselves. 8-point lead for Team UCU in this moment. Kcca are going to make that substitution, and Olive will come on for Joan.
Coach Shira just decides to rest Joan there, Mwindi, and bring in Olive, one of the young setters, and most prominently one of the impressive players from, of course, Seroma there. Now she's playing club volleyball with Kcca. Nicely picked by Christine Akanyo. And her net fall this time around is going to be called on Noveline.
And that will give Kcca a much-needed side-out. 7-point lead for Team UCU. I don't know if Kcca really could catch up this game, but I think UCU just really enjoying themselves. And I think with that play that they are having, they have a high chance of winning this set. But ladies' games are really tricky and challenging. So we just have to wait and see.
And Noveline through the middle. Good play from Evers to just set up Noveline there. And you know, she attacks also that adjusted ball. And she's able to look for that space. Just put that ball there. And UCU are able to just hit that 18th point mark on the scoreboard.
Substitution for Kcca this time.
This is Claire. Also a young player on the Kcca side.
I think we saw her featuring Fondeje some season back, 2 seasons back. She featured Fondeje.
But for UCU as well, they are going to bring on Esther to, of course, add on that service pressure onto Kcca side. And the receivers of Kcca, of course, as well.
Good pick from Shamim. Eunice with that very big hit. Net touch from UCU. And Eunice will get that point.
So Akanyo Agnes for Kcca on the service box. Picked by Charity. Evers. And Sandra through the middle.
That's a good set from Olive. Very good connection play from her. And I almost thought she would send that ball out in position for her, but she chooses to go to her middle, and they're able to get that point.
Kcca are on the service box and chasing 6 points now. And that is an S for Akanyo Agnes, and Coach Juma Osunye for UCU Lady Doves is calling a timeout.
Akanyo Agnes from that timeout, really just sending those services. Praise with that hit. Oh, good touch from Shamim, but no one able to save it back onto the side.
Timeout, of course, works in favor of UCU because they are able to just get that side out.
But I still think that touch could have been saved from Shamim's side.
Yeah.
But of course, yeah. Khalid online, the Khalid says big up to the commentators. Thank you, Khalid, for tuning in and watching this game. Of course, you wouldn't miss it. I think Charity is really doing well on her defense today.
Interesting rally, and defense-wise, you see really trying to play that game, but Eunice comes up from the position 2 attack there from the block of Praise and Tracy.
Yeah.
They're not able to stop her.
But if you look at that movement she makes to hit that ball, you can see she means to hit it hard. She means business today on her hits. Praise just hitting and missing the court there. And I think UCU wants to check if there was a block touch on that ball, but there's just nothing. Praise has missed the court entirely. Service error from Eunice to take UCU back to a 5-point lead and looking for 5 points to take the second set.
And as usual, UCU just make that substitution. Jocelyn comes in for Patricia just to add on that net defense. Coach Juma Osunge always goes for this move whenever UCU really need to pick up that defense, especially on the front court. Smart play from Tracy. Just take that ball off the blocker there and just put it in the space. UCU just need 4 points to level the set scores.
This time it's a service error for Team UCU. Substitution for Kcca. Eunice coming off, and we shall see Supernacho getting into this game for the first time. Claire with that service, but that's good pick. Oh, Jocelyn shut down, and Kcca will be able to take that point. Combination block from Olive there and Sandra. Alado Patricia getting back on court as Coach Juma reverses that substitution.
And this is where it matters the most, especially for UCU Lady Doves, because if they lose concentration right here and Kcca decides to pick up and level in those scores there, it is going to be very, very hard for UCU Lady Doves here. Nicely picked by Charity. Evers. Tracy. That ball is still in play. Goes behind now to Daphne. Swings off the hands of Shamim.
Daphne able to get that point and continue to push Team UCU's point lead.
Now this point is going to Kcca's side from the look of things, because the referee just called for a reach. Yeah, that point just goes to Kcca side.
Yes, I think they are saying that Duffin jumped in the front court.
We just want to wait and see what the referees come up with here. And the referees decide to reverse their decision there and give that point back to UCU. And as well, another controversial decision is just going to hand UCU another point here because the first ref has decided to call for a net touch on Shamim after that attack. And at set point, UCU Lady Doves having Tracy on the service line and Kcca at 16. Tracy with a good service. Supernatural plays it over. Free ball now to Evers. Setting up praise. Smart play, and that is a score. And UCU have gained just momentum and going to the second set. They started really quite well and they have been able to win it at the end of it all. It's 1-1. Set scores. UCU Lady Doves against Kcca.
And I had mentioned how this second set will be really tight. But anyway, I'm just looking forward to the third set because I feel like this is a game that has a possibility of taking us to 5 sets. Yes, back with that third set, and you can see UCU starting with the same momentum they had in the the second set, sorry, and they're back really just pushing themselves. I think they've got a lot of momentum coming into this game, getting out of that first set which they lost, and I'd mentioned they had a lot of nerves going on, but now they seem to have settled in quite well.
Yeah, you see, really starting to push. Of course, Kcca here, they have realized that they are going to really be able to outplay this Kcca side, but Kcca just failing to pick up their momentum from that first set there. And now you see you are leading with 3 points already, and they are super charged in the third set. And having Alado on the service box there, you just wish that she serves that ball over, and so much service pressure onto the Kcca side there. Agnes, ball is still in play. Retrieved again. Windy to Agnes again, but Noveline gave her those long hands, but this time around she's not able to bring her down.
Yes, that is a block out, but Kcca getting that first point off that block out from Noveline. And of course, getting that break from Alado's service, I think that's a big advantage for them as well. Service error from Shamim. First service and for Kcca, and Shamim just loses that one. Oh, good play from Maggie. And I mentioned how she'll just look for that space in the long corners and keep sending that ball there. And she does it again this time. She's doing it and will continue to do it.
She's not going to attack hard. She's going to just look for those corners far from the cover there. And of course, you can just see from what she has just done, no one is able to even make an effort to try to play that ball. So Akanyo Agnes is in the service box for Kcca.
Oh, good service. Tough pick there. UC will give that free ball, and Praise is just shut down on that block. And I tell you, when Akanyo Agnes goes in that service box, she's one of the best servers for Kcca. She'll try to get as many services in as she can.
And I think that is good for Kcca, because now they need to protect that service for Kanye Agnes when she's in that box, and I think that is what she's really trying to do, push on the receivers of UCU. The libero there, Charity, you have Patricia there as well, as praised, but now she just errors from the service box.
Yes, but it's a good start for Team UCU with that 2-point lead, and I think their service pressure is just doing them a lot of wonders. Eva's on to service as well now.
Sandra blocked by Tracy, and praised their combined block. They just bring Sandra down, and UCU again are back with their 3-point lead.
Oh, good hit down the line from Eunice. Tough pick for Charity, and I think UCU tried to make a quick play on those touches and unable to just send the ball back over. Praise with that service, but this time it's an error from her. She doesn't keep it in play for her side, and will give Kcca that much needed side out. Another service error, this time a very unexpected error from Maggie, because she's one of those best servers for Kcca, and it's rare to see her just losing that serve.
You see, just holding on to that 3-point lead, they just need to minimize on those errors, especially on the service box there, and maintain their lead. Tracy now on the service box goes hard towards Maggie. Mwindi sets up Shamim. Nicely picked by Tracy, and praise from the middle. And that ball is on court. Misjudgment from Veronica, the libero there for Kcca. And you can feel the urge UCU has to play and push this Kcca side, because now the confidence they have built is really helping them so much. Tracy goes towards and another attack error from the backcourt line comes from Eunice this time around, and UCU are now 5 points clear.
Still a very early game, but they've really had a wonderful start. And I mentioned earlier on how their services are the ones that are giving them that good play for their side. And Tracy has just remained consistently serving hard. Shamim blocked, but that ball will stay on. And this time it's going to be Eunice with that dump. Ball is still alive. Praise on that backcourt play. It's a free ball. Sandra with that big hit. It's still saved. Free ball again for Kcca. The setter will go to Shamim this time. Off the hands. Ball is still in play. Alado this time shut down there by Sandra and Joan.
Yeah, nicely watched by Sandra there. She's able to read that ball was going towards Patricia there, and she was quick to reach that end and just seal off that gap. And that was a very good block from both of them. Now to the service line goes Sandra, and On the front court returns Akanyo Agnes. She brings on that height as well as defense on the front court. Nicely picked by Praise. Alado off the hands. The ball is still in play. Mwindi sets up Shamim. Swings but played back by Praise. Back end now to Daphne. Not quite a good attack from her. Now to Eunice from the backcourt line. Picked by Alado. Charity. Mwindi through the middle. And Akanyo Agnes swings wide. UCU maintaining their lead, 5 points, and Coach Sheila is calling for a timeout and try to talk and encourage the ladies here of Kcca, because at this point in time they need to settle down and pick up themselves and chase maybe these points here. UCU are on the driving seat with 11 points, Kcca just 6. 1-1 is the set score, and UCU just leading in set number 3.
Oh, this time service error. But look at that score for UCU, 6-point lead for them. And of course, having that 1-1 balanced set scores, if they do take the second set, it's going to be a very huge addition for them and something that could even boost their confidence more and more.
And for Kcca, we have not seen quite a lot of offense from them this time round. Eunice as well has been struggling to pick up those attacks. And you can see the damage continues. Patricia Alado smartly using the brains now, just gets that ball behind the blockers. And you can see from the smiles there that the UCU side is really enjoying themselves here. And now Alado is one of the best servers for UCU. She is headed for that service box. And if you're in Kcca side now, you should be worried that maybe she can error from that side. But for UCU, they just need to keep her on that service box and push on and maintain the pressure on Kcca.
And she gets that service ace. As you have mentioned, she definitely does get that service ace for her team. And UCU just pushing and pushing this game further and further. And I think they have a huge chance of taking the second set away. But like as I always mentioned, ladies' games, really. But if you look at that body language from the side of Kcca, they're looking for everything possible in this earth to see how they can get those side outs and maybe just put a stop to this. But that is a second ace service for Alado.
Very, very good service from Alado Patricia. And now the receivers of Kcca asking themselves what is not going right. And for Coach Sheila, she should be really worried as she steps to the line there to have a word or two with her receivers. Alado Patricia still continues to do the serving for UCU Lady Doves.
This time, able to get that reception.
Evers sets up Praise. Portion 4, shut down by Akanyo Agnes together with Shamim.
I think that is one of the best blocks for Team Kcca, because when Agnes is on that net, she's really going to have high hands up and she'll try to make as many blocks as possible.
This is very interesting because at some point in set number 1, this was the scoreline and Kcca was leading and UCU was just in that chase of 8 points. And now Kcca are finding themselves on the same situation.
Yes, Agnes once again waiting for that over. She just sends that ball back down. Just one of those aggressive leaders who will be on that net, wanting the ball to be on their opponent's side, just shutting down everything as much as possible. And Shamim now in that service box, this time able to get that service in again. Praise going high. Eunice in that setting roll. Oh, ball is kept. I think it's a good watch from the libero.
Yes, she had seen really Evers making that body language, and that was quite a good touch from her. Of course, a second there, the libero of Kcca. But still, Evers continues to bring those dumps there into play, and they have all scored from the time she started doing them up to this very period. And I think for UCU, they should really be happy that those chanced balls are able to give them a score. And Esther now comes back again. Same strategy for Coach Juma, just to do that service there and increase the pressure on the receivers of Kcca.
The free ball, a chance for Kcca. Agnes with that huge hit off the hands of Tracy, able to get that side out. Wonderful play from Aggie to get that much needed side out.
Now to the service box is Agnes Akanyo, and on front court returns, of course, Sandra for Kcca. Nicely picked by Patricia. Evers does the same thing, and just look at the excitement from her teammates. Now those are like 5 points onto Evers' name alone.
Yes, and I mentioned as long as she's in that front court, she's going to try and send those dumps in as much as possible. And she keeps doing it. But I think, of course, this time she took advantage of the middle being the one defending 5. I feel if it was a libero in that position, we would maybe see that ball being defended.
Yeah, and that is, of course, a net error from UCU's block, Tracy, together with Praise there.
Eunice with that service. Praise hitting, but she misses the court this time. Now 6 points to catch up for Kcca, and 7 points to take this set away for UCU.
Kcca are still on the chase now to 6 points. The lead they are trying to cover up here. Eunice with the service goes towards Charity. Nicely picked. Evers to Tracy. Picked by Asekenye. Olive goes to Claire. The ball just gets off the hands of Charity there, the libero.
Yes, but I think it's a beautiful step up for Claire, just swinging into that cross-court position. UCU now going to call a timeout because Kcca has closed that gap down to 5 points. That is also courtesy of Eunice's service. She's really just sending it very hard. Yes, and of course, we've seen Kcca just really pushing and trying to make that comeback. And now Kcca really trying to close that gap, now reducing it to 5 points, and the game is still on. At some point, I think they were chasing 7 points, and now it's just 4 points. And this is what we always talk about ladies' games. It's just a surprising type of play on their side.
Now, for UCU, they need to side out as soon as possible, because any chance they give to Kcca right now is going to be...
Kcca will just take it up as a very big chance.
Yes. Evers goes to, of course, Praise is able to save the day with that big swing from the backcourt line.
And she's going very high on it this time, able to just swing properly and get that ball back on court. Substitution, Esther now coming off, and Novelin will get back into that front court position.
$20 points for UCU, 15 points. Kcca, Tracy is on the service line. And service this time around, she errors.
Now, for Kcca, Sandra is going into that service box. That means Agnes Akanyo is going to be on that front court.
Yeah.
I would say this is a huge advantage for Team Kcca, especially with Shamim also being there.
Yeah. And for Sandra, she just needs to pass that ball over, because UCU has Praise on the backcourt, and front court there is Novelin and Alado Patricia. Sandra just forces that error.
And this is what I mentioned earlier on about Sandra being a very tricky, good server. There's a way her service just gets onto that side and it just drops right there and then. But that's a good service from her. And what does this say? I think this just gives Kcca more momentum, being able to just close down as many points as as they can and reaching this level, just chasing 3 points. Also, UCU just letting their guard a little bit down right there.
Smart play from Patricia there. Not a good set, but just a very brilliant play from her there to just get that touch from the blockers there of Kcca. So 4 points again is what Kcca is chasing now. And for UCU Lady Doves, they need also 4 points to just win the set. Evers goes to Patricia. And she is quick to rebound that ball. Just extending UC's lead now to 22 points to 17 for Kcca.
UCU cycling up once again, trying to push their lead and maybe take the set away. Kcca now calling the second timeout. Alado starting in service for UCU in this set, and of course starting with that challenging serve, but it's going to be a free ball. UCU starting with that big hit from Novelin through the middle. Good start, and of course they have to start Alado in the service box because she's proved very lethal to Kcca. Kcca with that point lead. Kcca with that huge point lead. They've tried to close this gap. Eunice has been in service since they were at 4 points. And right now they are sitting at 9 points. And our team just dumping that ball. Oh, and now making that 10 for Kcca. Once again, communication for Team UCU doesn't quite work out for them. And the coach is going to bring in a substitution. Jocelyn is going to come on for Alado.
UCU just losing focus in set number 4. Charity as well has been substituted now on the libero's position. Now we have Maggie covering up for Charity there, but Eunice doing well on the service.
Tracy going for the dump. It's well picked. Eunice from the backcourt, slight touch, but that is, I think Eva's quite expected a big hit.
Yeah.
And as she prepares herself for that, Eunice just sends it simply, and that is another point for Kcca.
To me, I think UCU just are comfortable with the 2 sets they have, and maybe they want this game to really go into set 5. But following the way they came from set 2 and set 3, you would expect them to really come with the same momentum and maybe seal off this game and win the 3 points. But now with those errors, they are really having multiple of them.
And it's another hit error from Praise, also unable to just play that ball on court. And now substitution is going to be on for Team UCU. Esther coming on for Evas as the setter. Good pick, and Tracy playing setter this time. Yes, and that is a beautiful play from Kcca once again. Maggie sending that ball down the line. Things are a little too tight for UCU. They've remained on those 5 points, just sitting there, looking for all possible ways to make a point, but Eunice just insisting on that service and making it very difficult for them.
Yeah, UCU, of course, today lacking the services of their captain and the other setter, Daphne. Now they really have to struggle to just find someone to fit in that role, and that is what Tracy is trying to do here. And of course, she's trying to just do those basic sets, not trying to do a lot of any other sets. But look at that uncalled for play from Praise there, and for Coach Juma is really quick to bring back Patricia and as well as Evers.
I think he was just taking them out for that breather, and they're back now. We could see maybe UCU could side out this time, but we talk about that service consistency from Eunice. She's served 10 points now, just still keeping that ball on court. Tough pick for Maggie there. Halado with that hit from the backcourt. The setter going to Maggie again. Daphne also blocked. Again, this time completely shut down by Olive and her team on that block. Kcca is really just enjoying themselves this set. And I mentioned earlier on that we would see a different Kcca in this 4th set, because they wouldn't want to drop other points here. They wouldn't want to maybe drop all 3 points because of that competition that they are having, trying to maintain that first place position.
You see you now on the brink of just chasing those 10 points, and they haven't really made any points from the time Kcca caught up with them, and just the struggles continue on attack from now Praise. And she's going to be taken off now. And Priska.
Yes, those are about 5 consecutive errors from Praise. She's just really failed to get that point for her team to get that side out. 16-5. This is a score that we didn't expect really to see in this fourth set with the way you had ended things in that third set. Tracy hitting from position 2 this time. And she'll go again. And she goes very hard. Really, she's seemingly playing a bit better in that play, and there is a net touch called on her on that block.
You have failed to side out from that service of Eunice, and Coach Juma just decided to call for a timeout and maybe give the ladies a breather. But things really not looking good for UCU in this set number 4, and for Kcca, they just have to keep that momentum as they head into the business end of the set, and as well maybe come back in set 5 to seal it off. And for UCU, they need to pick themselves up, and maybe as we head for set 5, we'll be able to see an interesting set and of course big plays from both teams.
Eunice again into that service box, and Coach Juma has already called 2 timeouts since that time when UCU since that time when UCU was sitting at 5 and Kcca at 9. Priska just blocked and shut down as well this time. Kcca just really not wanting to drop any single point again in the set.
And of course, Coach Juma has already made 5 substitutions. He just has 1 substitution to go. Nicely picked by Alado. Evers trying to dump, but big swing from Maggie. Olive again goes to Maggie, and this time round she's shut down by Daphne Shinobe there. And of course Priska Enabu and Ogwang Crespo, you're trying to rally on UCU. Ogwang is saying UCU, come on, set Nitano. Definitely trying to refer that the game has 5 sets, and you're trying to push the ladies of UCU here now to step up and maybe pick up themselves and play. Priska on the service line, goes towards Eunice in position 1 there, and a team from the middle just goes wide there. You see, just keeping on themselves, trying to push. 8 points for UCU and 18 points for Kcca. 10 points is what UCU is chasing. This time around, Priska just serves out, and that is a service error. 19 points for Kcca and 8 for UCU.
Bagi now into the service box for Team Kcca. But that's a good pick from Alado. Tracy sending that down, but she's shut down by a team on that net. I tell you, Kcca has really come with fire in this set. Alado, big hit, very good defense. Oh, Claire turns down the line and misses the court. And UCU just adding up onto that point, onto their points. Earlier on, we saw Olive just making that communication to her team and just telling her about that play. But that's a good side out for her. And she's going in that service box. We shall see Sandra getting back onto the front court. Sandra has really gone out of her comfort zone this game. She's been pushing herself because we saw in the previous game she's not been starting. And with Agnes having gone off, it's been tough. But that's an ace service for a team. Just Kcca is just enjoying themselves out here.
I think for Olive, she has really had a very interesting game. She has been a key step-up player for Kcca after, of course, Mwendijo and they are failing to really play. And Coach Sheila, thinking otherwise, she decided to bring in Olive, and she has really done her part here. She has really done her part, and that's a wide attack from Patricia. And Kcca just in need of those 2 points to send us to set number 5. And quite a number of you have already dropped in your comments. Tumusime Nixon, you're saying we can do this, UCU. Isaac Odongo, you're saying anything can happen, UCU. Service pressure still piling. Team Christine just brings us to the set point now for Team Kcca, and just UCU below that 10-point mark.
Third point for Team Kcca, a team with that service. Good pick from Praise. But Kcca, and this time we are going 5 sets. Kcca has managed to make that comeback in the 4th set. And of course now UCU with so much to think about with such a play in the set. The 5th set being 15 points is going to be hit after hit from both sides. But that is it for the 4th set. Kcca taking it away with such a huge point margin. Just waiting for that 5th set to see who takes away those 2 points. And of course, we are back for that fifth set. Kcca is starting with that. UC is starting with that good play. That dump from Novelin and Alado starting in the service box. Tough pick. Ball will be kept alive. Eunice Maggie with that dump. Vivas taking that hit. Ball is still up. Eunice also going for that dump. Tough pick. It's going to be a free ball for Kcca. This time it's a better set, and Eunice chooses to go down the line, getting that point.
This is going to be an interesting set number 5. Both teams, of course, have come to seal it off, and the chase is on 1-1 so far as we speak. And Claire.
Error from Claire. It's going to be a tight set, this one. Oh, service error after service error, tit for tat, and now it is Novelin also sending her serve in the net.
Team Christine for Kcca is on the service line, and back on front court comes, of course, Sandra. And that is a service, an S for a team.
I think it's a very lucky service for her.
Yeah.
Just touches that belt and lands on the other side. It would be crazy if it happened again, because this is the second time we are seeing it from her in this game. But this time just sending it way above the net. Tracy with that hit, blocked. Oh, Evas, she does wonderfully, sending that dump quickly. We saw her doing it earlier on in the game, and she does it again, able to get that point.
Three. This is set number 5. And the first at 15, of course, will win, but anything can happen. It can stretch even beyond 15.
That's a good pick. Sandra with that magical hit down to position 1. You can see that distance, the movement she's making to come and hit that ball. You know she's going to just send it down very hard.
And what Tracy has not realized is that Sandra's strongest attack position is towards 1. She has not really had any balls, 1 or 2, come to position 5. But of course, she's a quick player as well. She knows when to execute that ball. And Praise goes towards the line, but Kcca is there, and the free ball now goes to UC side. Tracy sets it high. Praise again. Smart play from her. Just found Olive there, flat-footed. Praise just pulls that S off the libero there as a Kenya, and now you see you just able to go to the front.
I think the libero just moved into Claire while trying to pick that ball.
Praise this time goes towards Maggie. Sandra off the hands from the middle, and Charity together with Praise not able to just keep that ball within play.
And I'll tell you, Olive will continue to go to Sandra on those plays, especially those off-system plays. She will really continue to go to her because she's being aggressive as she takes those balls. Hit error from Alado. I think she was hoping to catch some hands there, but she misses. Kcca will go in front for the first time in the set, or sorry, for the second time, after things just being level here and there. Praise from the backcourt. Oh, it's going to be an overpass. Again, they'll go to her, but Sandra just watching closely that dump, and she'll just send in her own hit.
Yes.
Again, what a play from her. She waits on that net, sends back the ball, and then just getting back out and coming back to take that huge swing.
Kcca 7 points, UCU 5 points. Michael, I know Mikisha, you're saying that fourth set from UCU, OMG, and you go on to say this game needs Duffin's brilliance. UCU missing the services of Duffin there today, and it's evident that, of course, Evers can as well get into that tired mode, but
I think sometimes someone needs to be assisted because
yes,
she's making those sets and her attackers not siding out. I think it can cause some little bit of frustration, and that is why we've been seeing her sending in those setter dumps often to see how she can also get a side out for herself.
Yeah.
But we are going to be changing the sides here. Just go into the second part of this set with Kcca leading with 3 points as we go into those changes. With those changes and still the blocking for Kcca getting even much better with Sandra and Claire shutting down Duffin. Again, look at those hands. It's Claire who is all over that one. You see now calling a fast timeout for this set with 4 points to catch up. A little off position on that hit. I think she was caught in motion, and as she moves away from that position, that is where the ball just goes.
I think the dominance in terms of experience is now playing out in favor of Kcca, because following that set number 4 dominance performance from them there, and now that service error for Maggie. just gives UCU their 6 points and a side out from one of the good servers on the KCCA side there.
I told you Olive will continue to go to Sandra, but this time she goes to Claire, who is blocked. Ball is still alive. Now she'll turn to Eunice. Chance for UCU. Oh, Alado goes hard cross-court and she is shut down. Sandra has really just taken the matters into her own hands. She's just blocking and swinging and just enjoying herself. Now she's going into that service box.
$11 points for KCCA, 6 points for UCU.
The tap serve. Novelin with that hit. Good touch on the block. Oh, net touch. And you can see how Olive is just trying to get her middles going as much as possible, because she just wants to keep all her attackers in and out with one block there.
And I think she has done a good job keeping her middles really there, engaged in the game, especially Sandra. Even if the ball is received off, she's able to find a way of joining it towards Sandra there. And Sandra, being a quick player, she's able to execute. And now for UCU Lady Doves, they are really struggling there, especially on that defense. You can see Novelin didn't expect that ball really to go in the middle, and she ends up netting. And now Coach Juma calls for a timeout with that chase of 6 points.
And it's his second timeout, and Kcca is just looking for 3 to take this game away. But UCU also still trying to play catch up. Dump. It's another error this time, but that will be a net touch from Team Kcca.
Was Daffin very, very successfully able to get away with that error. Now UCU just hit the 7-point mark, and 12 points for Kcca, who are just in need of 3 points to seal off the victory and walk away with the 2 points.
Team just missing that one. It's a big chance for UCU really trying to close that gap, and now the gap is just within 4 points, and anything is possible in a decisive set.
Yeah, you could see Coach Sheila trying to signal to the ref there that there was a net touch, but the first ref had already made up her mind and awarded that point to UCU. Nicely picked by Claire, and here she is to the line. She goes towards Praise, who's not able to keep it in play.
Very quick hit from her. She times that ball and just sends it as fast as she does, and a little too much hit for Praise to keep it on the side of UCU. Now Kcca looking for 2 to take away this game. Rivers this time doesn't get that score from the dump, and Olive once again going back to Claire, and Claire just sending that ball off the hands of the blockers. UCU will reverse that substitution, and Jocelyn getting back out, and Alado coming back on court.
I think that was very obvious from Evers. She was well read by the defenders there of Kcca, and this time around it has paid off with, of course, losing that point, and now it's match point for Team Kcca, who have really dug themselves from the ditch in set number 4, and now they are looking very comfortable to win this set number 5 as well.
And that is it. That is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Kcca takes this game. It's been a tough 5-set battle from UCU, and Kcca just bringing themselves back up in that 4th set, and now taking the 5th set as well. They'll be going away with those 2 points, and UCU just taking away 1 point. But I still think 1 point is very crucial for Team UCU, because they've been really trying to gather as many points as they can to push themselves into the playoffs positions as we get into the last part of the season.
Well done to Team Kcca, of course, winning that first set and going ahead to lose the next 2 sets. But they picked themselves up in set number 4, and now they have walked away with a clean victory, 3 sets to 2, 15 points to 8 of UCU, and UCU just going away with 1 point, and Kcca going away 2 points. Of course, immediately following this is the men's game. KAVC will be up against Police. You don't need to miss. Just keep it Sports Volleyball Club Media channel. See you then.